Greetings everyone, I hope you're doing great. A couple of weeks ago I made a video regarding learning to shoot my slingshot upright. That's typically not the way I shoot, so this has been a whole new beginning for me. I typically shoot this way, but I want to learn to shoot stones in particular this way. It's just how I want to shoot the stones. Everything else I'm going to shoot sideways, but I want to learn to shoot rocks the old-fashioned way in the upright position. In my last video I did not have a lot of success. I took 10 shots, I was 2 for 10. In this video, I want to show you some of the progress that I've been making learning to shoot upright and tell you some of the things that's working out for me. It might help you as well if you're new to shooting upright. Stay tuned. I just wanted to take a moment to greet my subscribers and greet new viewers. My name is Daniel Irvin and welcome to 411 Outdoors. This channel is devoted to everything outdoors. I love outdoor adventure, various forms of weapons, learning to use different things, doing tutorials and reviews, and just having a good time. If you find this channel helpful or resourceful, I would be super excited to have you as a subscriber. Now let's get going. This is my target. I'm gonna be shooting at this little metal plinker. I love it. This was just a coffee cup that I decided to turn into a slingshot and airsoft gun target because I love the sound of it. It gives me that little ding. For today's shooting, I'm especially gonna protect my eyes. Rocks can be unpredictable. I wear a little armored glove on my slingshot hand. It's never happened to me, but I've heard horror stories about misfires and people taking severe damage to their holding hand is what I'll call it. One guy broke his finger with a piece of 3/8 steel. It's crazy, isn't it? I'm about 20 steps from my target, about the same as last time. Let's see how well we can do. I've got some pebbles that I bought from a hardware store that are shaped pretty evenly. So let's roll. I love the velocity of these bands. I think this is 1 millimeter thick latex, but it's cut at about 3/4 of an inch. All right, let's walk and talk. I'll try to hold the camera as still as I can. So here's the good news. I'm getting much better. I had a few misses, but it wasn't like it was before. In fact, I've more than halfway improved my skill set from the last time I shot. It just comes from doing it. It just comes from practice. Say, what's the secret formula? What's helping you to hit the target so much more now than you could 2 weeks ago? Just practice, getting out and having fun and just getting at it. Shooting stones upright is just something I had to add to my slingshot arsenal. It feels classic. It's a break from the norm from time to time too. It's really fun, but I want to share with you some of the observations that I've made and some of the things that made me a little bit more successful as time has progressed. One of the first things I want to say is the kind of stone you're shooting is everything. It's not always easy to find a stone that's, for the most part, the right shape you need. Now, something like this is ideal. I want to show you this. This stone here is like super round for a stone, but I'll show you another one that's good as well. Not quite as good as this one, but works. This stone right here, I was shooting a lot of these and having good success. I bought these at like a Home Depot, little white stones, but evenly shaped for the most part. I put them in the pouch this way, and that's how they come out. Shot pretty straight for the most part, but again, this one's like super round. This is a big world with a whole lot of people who can do a million things that I can't do, so all I can do is speak from my own experience. But another issue I want to talk about is distance. I have discovered that there is a distance for me that works with shooting rocks and that there is a distance that does not. Rocks can so easily veer off their flight path. It's not like shooting a piece of 3/8 steel or, 1/2 inch or whatever it is you like to shoot. These things can catch speed and they'll veer off often, especially if they're I've shot some stones that were kind of like almost like a disc, and I would, turn them up long ways and put them inside the pouch, and they would shoot straight for a while and then veer off really quickly. So I think distance is a huge factor. Let me just give you a hypothetical. If I was, had no other way to feed myself other than with a tree fork slingshot and stones, I would try to close in on the game as much as possible. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people try to do that anyway, but there is a distance where I feel like I could hit a rabbit or a squirrel pretty successfully. But I personally have not yet figured out distance shooting with stones because I feel like there's a lot of things that are out of my control. For example, I may do everything right. I may execute properly, finding as good a stone as possible, you know, the right aiming, the right release, and all of that. And that rock can still veer after a certain distance. And that part is out of my control more than it would be, you know, shooting with something like a piece of 3/8 steel. One of the most dangerous stone shooters I've ever seen was Rufus Hussey, and I still don't understand his aiming method. He tries to explain it in a lot of the videos, but he could hit anything. I mean, anything he wanted. He was cutting down stalks. He was hitting quarters in the air. With a stone, I may or may not ever get to that point. I don't even understand. But what I am able to do is get to a reasonable distance with a reasonable stone and make a connection. I want to conclude by talking about aiming. Now, I've been shooting rocks for a while. I didn't want to be misunderstood there, but I've been shooting them like this. This video series was all about the challenge of learning to shoot upright. I'm very familiar with how to shoot from the side, but I wanted to start shooting rocks upright the traditional way. There's just something inside of me that feels like that's the safer way to shoot these unevenly shaped objects. I just feel like I've got more control. I feel like it's a little safer for me to shoot this way. Plus, as I said, I wanted to learn that tradition. I really feel like upright shooting is 50% instinctive and 50% aiming. It might even be 75% instinctive, 25% aiming. Let me explain. The more you get out and shoot this way, the more you're gonna develop an instinct for shooting that way. You're just gonna start zeroing in on the target. That's kind of what's helping me to improve. My aiming ability is not what's helping me to improve hitting my targets upright. It's largely instinctive. There is a tad bit of aiming that I do. I typically try to put my target upright, right in between the upper end of these forks. Putting my target, if I'm zeroing in, my target is right here. That's where I've kind of got my focus. This is a focus area to start with, you know, because you know this is coming over the top. It's shooting out from here, so this is going to be an area of focus anyway. I typically just go right here. So let's talk about the bands and what I'm doing. You know, it's easy to get caught up in this. One of the things I try to do is keep my frame straight. It's just like when we shoot from the side, we don't want to be here, we don't want to be here. We want to try to be straight. I feel like that same theory applies to upright shooting, moving up, moving down. We don't want to be too bent. We want to watch out for all this kind of stuff. All right, my slingshot friends, this is as far as I have come in the journey thus far. I'm liking the progress that I'm making, and I'm having a whole lot of fun. I hope these tips will help you. Don't forget to click that like button if you genuinely like this video. Another thing I want to say is if you have an idea for a slingshot video that you'd like to see, or if there's something you want to learn more about, let me know about it in the comments. I'll do my best to create the video, or at least find out the information that you need. A friend of mine that I met here on YouTube in the slingshot community over the last couple of weeks has given me an idea for a video that I'm super excited about. I'm in the process of preparing for it right now. I'm not gonna let the cat out of the bag yet. You gotta keep tuning in to see that. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I'll be able to drop that video. But I love getting ideas from subscribers with regards to content that they like to watch. You know, I'll always do what I can, that's for sure. I appreciate you more than you know. I hope you have a great day, and we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.